Hi everybody,
Hi.
and welcome to Nerdy Denial's first official spoiler review. We're going to start splitting our reviews into spoiler-free and spoiler depending on what you want to do. We're going to start with this one, which, if you saw our last review, we watched the live-action Fullmetal Alchemist movie.
Which if you already have as well, join us, have fun. Sorry that you put yourself through that.
This movie is a steaming pile of unimaginative, boring, and infuriating shit. They took everything that was good about one of my favorite anime of all time, and one of them, I would also like to say, one of the most popular anime of all time.
Yeah, I knew that.
And destroyed it. Instead of getting deep, fleshed out characters that when something bad happens to them, you feel their pain, you get bland, two-dimensional cardboard cutouts that get cut and you go, thank God I don't have to see them anymore. How did you make Nina's death boring? I'm sorry. What? You made Nina's death boring. And look shitty, because oh my God, that CGI.
It was bad. It was so bad. The CGI in this movie is atrocious.
Every time Alphonse got angry.
Yep.
I understand he's a suit of armor. You can't see facial expressions. But when it's in the show, they do just fucking fine. What was your major malfunction, Warner Brothers? As far as I know, that's what I'm blaming for this. Acting is atrocious. Thank God she was only in one scene. The worst offender
was the
mom.
Oh no.
I understand you're sick, but you don't just and fall. It's not how it works. I'll give this that. The guy who played Tucker, when he died, that was good.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good fall death. I get it. It was great. But speaking of which, why the fuck was he in this much of the movie? Which was a problem with the first show. He came back as a half chimera, half human, with the sole purpose of resurrecting his daughter. No one gave a shit.
No! You know!
I will give the actor who played Edward Elric this. The moment where he looks at him and you can see him shaking with fear, bravo, sir.
But that moment was few and far
between. The homunculi look okay. Costume-wise, every character in this movie looks okay.
Looks alright.
I have a few problems. Edward, Mustang, Hawkeye. Obvious wigs are obvious.
Oh yeah, wigs are super obvious in this movie.
Which you know why the problem with this is Edward Elric technically, and please correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Japanese. His name is Edward Elric. His father's name is von Hohenheim. They're German people. He has blonde hair and blue eyes.
Well, it's like reverse whitewashing.
Thank you. Which is why I was anyway. The CGI is awful.
Mm-hmm.
All the greatest parts were fucked up beyond all recognition. They barely saved themselves with Hughes' death by giving you that fake out of we're gonna make it look like Roy. Envy turned into Roy and shot him. When they faked us out with that, I was about to turn off the movie. We were about halfway in.
Yep.
And then they came back and showed that he does turn into Hughes' wife, but then shoots him then, and then turns back into Roy for their plan, which makes no sense. But anyway, this movie, you can definitely tell it was written in mind of trying to get as much of the show into it, but wanted to kind of have an ending note of enough in case they don't get another movie.
They are not.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, God.
But anyway, because I would like to... The whole Philosopher's Stones are made from human souls. For third of the movie.
Yeah.
No, not first third. I'm sorry, first third of the show. That entire dilemma of, do we still use the Philosopher's Stone? No, we're going to find another way to use it. Was resolved in the first third of the show.
Mm-hmm.
The white zombie Cyclops things, final arc.
Okay.
Those two had nothing to do with each other.
Well, in the movie they do. They have everything to do with each other.
You don't get the satisfaction of Roy killing Envy that you do in the show, because you don't watch Roy break down. As I was explaining to her, he chases Envy in a maze.
Yeah.
Let's see how it feels to have your eyes liquefy.
Yeah.
How about your tongue? He just goes, and editing this is gonna suck. Because you're angry with him. You get to watch Hughes' funeral. That's fucking fun. You get to watch Hughes' funeral where his daughter is asking Mom, why are they burying Daddy?
Oh,
over and over. Where in the movie she's not born yet.
Nope.
Which half of his character was him showing pictures of his daughter to everybody who had a soul to listen to. Because he's obsessed with his family. Which is why watching him die hurts so much. This movie does not understand what Fullmetal Alchemist was about. Also, if you like alchemy, don't watch this movie.
No.
Beginning and end. The rest of it's just talking!
Yeah.
Sorry.
Headphone
Just
warning.
fucking talking. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
The perfect example of this is when Roy shows up and Lusk goes, oh, you solderized your wound with your alchemy. Clever. Or you could have shown us him just go, done.
Yeah.
So much snapping in this video, and I apologize.
Snap, 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 snap.
Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Why is this movie 2 hours and 15 minutes long?
It's so long. It could have easily been...
We could have lost 30 minutes if...
an hour and a half. Easily. Just take out so much talking.
I just can't take all the talking.
Yeah.
Talking. And the...
And I mean, even the build-up is just... it's not there.
It's not. Because
Not
apparently
only-
there are two evil schemes going on at once. We know what one is by the other movie, and the other one's still a mystery that we don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
I'll give it I like the casting for the homunculi that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Thought they did a good job. I thought Winry was... oh, God. Winry did what she could, but I swear to God, she is Edward's mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
At no point in this movie do we see her do anything.
Mechanic-y.
Or period. Let's just put a period on that. She played with Nina. Whoop-de-doo for you. They took every purpose of Winry out of this character and just turned her to the token girl.
She was pretty much the emotional one in this entire movie. Pretty much. There were a couple moments where you got kind of emotion from some people. But she was the only one that was even, like, remotely
Trying. The children versions were terrible. Thank God they weren't in the movie long enough.
They are young children, but still.
There's a show I could show you where there's a child about their age, and he's an amazing actor. But you can only do so much with the script you are given.
Yes.
I understand that.
The script was shit.
The script was awful.
Like, the ending was just so...
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't an ending. Because
Right.
the adventure's not over yet.
But even still, they have you building up and building up and building up. Kind of. But you're not on the edge of your seat whatsoever during this whole thing. And then you kind of have a fight happen.
Yeah, and I don't get it.
Like, that wasn't even exciting to watch. It wasn't even exciting to watch at all.
No, and it's an action show! How do you screw that up?
Yeah.
How do you make a Fullmetal Alchemist movie with little to no alchemy in it?
We saw alchemy like 3 times.
Also, And I don't. The thing about this movie is I did not know who its target audience was.
Yeah.
People who have seen the show, or people who have not, or both. Because I'm sorry, if you throw out the term equivalent exchange and then don't explain it for another 10 to 15 minutes later, you have a problem. You remember that.
I remember that. I mean, I knew what it meant, but...
But, because looking at the eyes, someone's going to go, what's equivalent exchange? Wait for 15 minutes. Oh! I still don't get it, because it's a really shitty explanation.
Yeah. If their target demographic was people who have not seen the anime...
You have failed.
You have failed. If I had not seen a couple episodes, I would absolutely not want to go watch the anime. And if I did, it would be to see the difference. But if they're trying to get more people in to see the anime, that's not how you do it.
And if the target audience was people who have seen the anime, you have also failed.
All you did was piss them off. But the sad thing is I've seen that some people think this movie's good.
And they're entitled to their opinion. I think they are wrong. There are people who think that a lot of movies and shows are good that I think are terrible.
Yeah.
I had a friend who thought the first Rurouni Kenshin live action movie was awful, but she was a fangirl of the manga. So every time something was not stripped straight from the manga, she had a problem with it. And I was trying not to be that guy. But when you fuck up this bad,
It's bad.
when you make the death of an 8-year-old girl not sad, you've fucked up. When it's meme-worthy of a death that makes your soul hurt, and you interpret it as, you do not deserve to make films anymore. And I think that is a good as note as we can get to end this on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch this movie.
Don't waste your time. There are so many better things to watch.
And we will see you next time with something happier. Bye, everybody.
Bye.